Chosen ones, the game just changed, and the tables have officially turned in your favor. Every whisper spoken against your name, every hidden betrayal, every secret sabotage committed against you has now entered the domain of undeniable evidence. Powerful forces have taken notice, stepping into position, calmly gathering the proof needed to bring forth the reckoning you've patiently awaited. Receipts on what was done to you are being collected by the right authorities, people with the clout, the reach, and the strength to enforce consequences swiftly and decisively. No more hiding, no more covering tracks, and certainly no more second chances for those who targeted you in the shadows. Your justice isn't simply coming. It's already here, silently accumulating strength behind the scenes. What you didn't see during those dark nights was the meticulous record-keeping happening beyond the veil. Every text message, every email, every conversation where your name crossed their lips, every ritual performed with malicious intent, all of it documented. The universe deployed its cosmic stenographers, ensuring nothing slipped through unmarked. The evidence trail stretches back seasons, years even. Digital footprints, written plans, conversations with collaborators, financial transactions. Their own arrogance led them to create a paper trail that now forms the foundation of their undoing. The very book they used to track their actions against you now serves as the key piece of evidence in the hands of those with authority to deliver consequences. These aren't ordinary authorities. This is someone with immovable determination, someone whose position grants them access to channels of justice you cannot directly reach. They move with calculated precision, building an airtight case with each new piece of information. Their energy carries the weight of legitimacy, the embodiment of righteous order, restoring balance where chaos was sown. Did you sense this figure's presence before now? Perhaps their energy brushed against your awareness during meditation. Perhaps you dreamed of someone searching through papers, examining evidence, connecting dots with unwavering focus. The universe telegraphs its movements to those attuned to its frequencies. You were shown glimpses of this justice bringer long before they manifested in the physical realm. The investigators have uncovered the network. Their evidence reveals not isolated actions, but coordinated attacks from multiple directions. Those who targeted you created alliances, pooled resources, shared techniques. Their communications expose the full scope of what they attempted. Messages between conspirators now form crucial links in the chain of evidence being assembled. Cosmic timing orchestrates this exposure with masterful precision. The universal clock ticks forward, bringing the perfect moment for revelation. What they assumed would remain forever hidden now emerges into unforgiving light. The timing of this exposure serves maximum impact when they are least prepared, most vulnerable, and when witnesses stand ready to acknowledge truth. Your adversaries begin to sense the walls closing in. Their internal alarms sound as evidence surfaces. Panic spreads through their ranks. The once confident conspirators now frantically attempt to erase their tracks, but the digital age preserves what they desperately wish to delete. Their text messages remain recoverable. Their emails leave permanent traces. Their financial transactions create indelible records. Notice their sudden withdrawal from public spaces. Observe their hasty attempts to change narratives. Watch as they scramble to create distance between themselves and the actions now being investigated. Their transparent attempts at covering tracks merely add to the mountain of evidence stacking against them. Their unified front fractures under pressure. Former allies turn against each other, desperately attempting to minimize individual culpability by shifting blame. The same people who collaborated to harm you now betray one another with stunning speed. Loyalty dissolves when consequences loom. The authority figure investigating uses these fractures strategically, extracting confessions that further solidify the case. Throughout this storm, your intuition served as guardian. When they attempted to breach your energetic boundaries, something within you sensed danger. Without concrete evidence, you still knew something was wrong. This inner knowing created protective distance that prevented worse harm. Your spiritual, immune system recognized the threat even before your conscious mind could name it. This intuitive protection frustrated their attempts. They expected you to crumble, to surrender, to dim your light and make yourself small. Your resilience confounded them. Despite their efforts to manipulate your perception, to distort your reality, to make you doubt your own worth, you persisted. This persistence forms part of why they escalated their actions, creating the very evidence now being used against them. Justice materializes in tangible form. The authority figure completes their investigation. Formal consequences approach for those who targeted you. Their reputations hang in precarious balance. Their positions within communities face jeopardy. The structures they built through manipulation begin systematic collapse. The very people they impressed with stolen energy now witness their true nature exposed. Watch for signs confirming this justice process. Repeating numbers appear with increased frequency, particularly 404 signaling foundations being restructured. Sudden communication arrives from unexpected sources. People previously silent reach out with information. Physical evidence emerges from unlikely places. Coincidences multiply beyond statistical probability. These synchronicities confirm cosmic machinery working on your behalf. The community awakens to truth. Those who dismissed your experiences now witness undeniable evidence. The same people who may have questioned your perception now cannot deny the reality documented before them. This collective awakening serves dual purpose, validating your experience while ensuring those responsible cannot simply relocate and repeat their patterns elsewhere. Your path forward remains unclouded by their efforts. The light they attempted to diminish now shines with renewed brilliance. Their actions inadvertently strengthened what they sought to weaken. The very qualities they targeted through jealousy have developed greater resilience through testing. What emerges from this crucible bears little resemblance to what entered it. Your essence remains, but fortified beyond their comprehension. Stay anchored in your authentic self while this process unfolds. Maintain boundaries against unnecessary drama as information surfaces. Resist the temptation to personally engage with those being investigated. The authorities handle their role with competence beyond what personal confrontation could achieve. Your energy serves better purposes than entanglement with their chaotic death throes. Their mask slipped long ago for those with eyes to see. The charm they used to manipulate others no longer functions. Their attempts at energy harvesting from those around them fail with increasing frequency. The facade maintained through stolen light crumbles, revealing the void beneath. Those who once praised them now maintain cautious distance, sensing the shift in energetic current. The lightworker was never meant to dim themselves for others' comfort. Your brilliance triggers transformation in everyone it touches, whether through inspiration or exposing shadow. Those who chose shadow did so through their own free will. The universal law of spiritual autonomy grants each soul choice in response to light, to align with it or resist it. They chose resistance and now face the natural consequences of that choice. The evidence exists in tangible form. This bears repeating because many spiritual warriors expect justice only through invisible means. While energy balances on multiple dimensions simultaneously, the universe delivers this particular justice through concrete, earthly channels, physical documentation, digital records, witness testimony, financial paper trails, material evidence that holds weight in systems of human accountability. The authority figure possesses both spiritual awareness and practical power. They recognize the energetic component of what occurred while building a case through conventional evidence. This dual awareness makes them particularly effective against those who assumed their actions existed beyond conventional scrutiny. The cosmic and mundane converge in this person's methodical work. Look, you already know the game is rigged, and if you're paying attention, you know the walls are closing in. So let's talk about what we're doing about it. When you live by the day at the market's command, where profit and property rule the land, to be heard, to be held, to be dealt a fair hand. These are the things that a people demand, and we hear you. The obsidian inner order has paywalls. Yes, those who stand with us, who fuel this mission, they give us ammunition to fight the archons, to push back against the machine, to go deeper, to uncover more. And as our thank you, paid members get access to a 1-hour live, personalized weekly group tarot reading, guidance, insight, and clarity for the road ahead. But kicking a man for being down on the floor, that's something we cannot ignore. That's why starting today, you can steal the Astral Atom exclusive daily newsletter for free. No paywall, no catch. Just join the Patreon free tier. Link in the description. This is the start of our conversation with you, and it's bi-directional. You can reply to any email we send you. We'll read it, we'll hear you, and we'll do our best to get an answer to you from the universe itself. If you can support, we need you. If you can't, take what's free. The obsidian inner order is open. Now, let's get back to work. Those who conspired against you believed themselves untouchable through ordinary means. They operated within shadowy spaces between conventional jurisdiction. Their operations mixed the mundane with the metaphysical, creating what they assumed was perfect camouflage. They failed to anticipate an investigator capable of tracking both dimensions of their activities, someone who follows both energetic and physical trails with equal competence. Their spiritual community provided false shelter. The very spaces where they cultivated influence now become sites of exposure. Those who participated through silence, those who enabled through association, those who benefited through affiliation, all now reckon with their complicity as evidence emerges. The authority figure recognizes the full scope of this operation extends beyond primary actors. Timing delivers perfect justice. Had this evidence emerged earlier, before complete documentation existed, they might have escaped full accountability. Had it emerged later, after opportunities for certain consequences expired, justice would appear incomplete. The universal clock ensures revelation at the precise moment when maximum accountability becomes possible. Nothing happens too early or too late in divine timing. Their arrogance created their vulnerability. So convinced of their superiority, they documented their actions with shocking detail. So certain of their protection, they communicated openly about targets and techniques. So assured of their right to harvest what wasn't theirs, they created records that now damn them beyond question. Their own written words testify against them with irrefutable clarity. The maternal figure among them panics most visibly. Her anxious energy broadcasts distress signals across the etheric plane. Her throat constricts with the effort of maintaining appearances while internal structures collapse. Her desperate attempts to contact spiritual allies go unanswered as evidence of her actions circulates among those she once manipulated. Her isolation intensifies as former supporters distance themselves. The masculine energy who orchestrated much of this faces separate consequences. His position within the hierarchy crumbles as his methods face scrutiny. The same charisma he wielded as weapon now fails him completely. His attempts to shift blame, to rewrite history, to claim misinterpretation, all fall flat against the mountain of evidence now assembled. His own written plans outline exactly what he intended. Their financial manipulation faces particular exposure. The money trail leads investigators through complex webs of transactions designed to obscure true purpose. Donations collected under spiritual pretense, funds channeled through multiple accounts, resources extracted from those who trusted their guidance. The authority figure follows this financial breadcrumb trail with particular focus, recognizing money often reveals what words attempt to conceal. Watch for sudden shifts in their public presentations. Observe how their messages change as pressure intensifies. Notice their hasty attempts to rebrand, to distance themselves from previous teachings, to create new narratives that might insulate them from what's been documented. These transparent attempts at damage control merely confirm consciousness of guilt to those paying attention. The universe orchestrates witness appearance with perfect choreography. People previously silent now step forward with crucial information. Those who observed from peripheries now provide corroborating testimony. Former insiders, troubled by escalating behaviors, now share what they witnessed. Each new voice adds another thread to the tapestry of evidence being woven by the authority figure. Your energy signature remains unmistakable to those attuned to authentic frequency. Despite their efforts to distort perception of you within shared communities, your true essence remains recognizable to those who matter. The authority figure recognized this authentic signature immediately, creating initial interest in investigating what had been done to you. Your energy speaks volumes without requiring your voice. Their repeated attempts to access what wasn't theirs generated the strongest evidence. Each attempt left energetic fingerprints. Each intrusion created another document in the cosmic ledger. Each attack produced another receipt now being collected. The very persistence they thought would eventually succeed instead created the volume of evidence that makes their accountability inevitable. The masks they wore convinced many, but never fooled everyone. Those with similar spiritual sensitivity always detected the incongruence between their presented selves and their true nature. These spiritually attuned witnesses now provide crucial context to investigators, explaining dynamics invisible to conventional observation. The authority figure values this metaphysical testimony alongside physical evidence. What emerges through this process transforms far more than individual accountability. The entire community undergoes purification. Standards for leadership evolve. Boundaries around appropriate influence strengthen. Mechanisms for addressing harm improve. Future spiritual seekers receive greater protection through lessons implemented from this case. Your experience, though painful, catalyzes essential evolution within spiritual structures. The authentic teacher never demands surrender of autonomy. The true guide never harvests energy from students. The legitimate leader never requires unquestioning obedience. These fundamental spiritual principles form part of the standard against which their actions are now measured. The evidence reveals how completely they violated these sacred contracts with those who trusted them. Their desperate attempts at countermeasures accelerate their downfall. The spells cast in panic leave obvious traces. The rituals performed with increasing desperation create additional evidence. The allies contacted for emergency intervention refuse association as details emerge. Each frantic effort to escape accountability digs their hole deeper, creating fresh documentation for investigators to collect. The authority figure recognizes familiar patterns in this case. This isn't the first time they've tracked such operations. Their experience allows them to anticipate moves, to predict attempts at evidence destruction, to foresee where additional documentation might be hidden. This isn't their first encounter with those who exploit spiritual vulnerability for personal gain. Their expertise ensures nothing significant escapes collection. Cosmic justice operates through human channels when necessary. The universe recruits those in appropriate positions, illuminates paths toward evidence, ensures crucial information reaches proper authorities. What appears as coincidence to outside observers represents precisely orchestrated movements of universal forces working through earthly systems to restore balance. The spiritual and material realms collaborate seamlessly in this process. Your role in this unfolding scenario requires discernment. Maintain awareness without obsession. Acknowledge developments without attachment to specific outcomes. Provide information when requested by legitimate authorities without volunteering, beyond necessity. Preserve your energy for continued growth rather than depleting it through focus on their dismantling. Your forward movement remains paramount even as justice processes unfold behind you. The community witnesses this process with necessary discomfort. Many preferred comfortable illusions to uncomfortable truths. Many benefited from association with those now exposed. Many built identities around teachings now revealed as tainted. This collective reckoning causes temporary destabilization, but ultimately strengthens discernment muscles within the spiritual ecosystem. Truth serves highest good even when initially painful. Those who targeted you miscalculated fundamentally. They believed your light could be diminished permanently through their efforts. They assumed your connection to Source could be severed through their interference. They thought your divine protection could be circumvented through their techniques. In every assumption, they demonstrated profound misunderstanding of spiritual mechanics. Your light remains because its source exists beyond their reach. The evidence trail reveals desperate escalation. As initial attempts failed to produce desired results, their methods intensified. As you continued functioning despite their interference, their tactics became increasingly risky. This escalation created the most damning documentation now in authority hands. Had they stopped earlier, perhaps accountability might have remained partial. Their obsessive persistence ensured complete exposure. Financial investigations particularly concern them now. The money never went where they claimed. Resources gathered under spiritual pretense funded personal excesses. Donations meant for community benefit disappeared into private accounts. The paper trail revealing these diversions forms especially strong evidence for conventional authorities. Even those skeptical about energetic interference understand financial misappropriation with perfect clarity. Their followers experience stages of awakening. Denial gives way to reluctant questioning. Questioning evolves into active information seeking. Information gathering leads to unavoidable conclusions. This process unfolds at different rates for different individuals, but the community collectively moves through necessary disillusionment toward clearer discernment. Those who refuse this journey eventually isolate themselves alongside the exposed leaders. The same receipts documenting what was done to you simultaneously record their violations against others. You weren't their only target. Their pattern of behavior extended across numerous individuals who demonstrated similar qualities to yours. This broader pattern strengthens the case against them while connecting you with others who share your experience. Collective healing becomes possible through this recognition of shared targeting. Their isolation intensifies as evidence spreads. Former allies maintain strategic distance. Previous defenders fall silent. Collaborators disappear from public view. The social infrastructure that once supported their operations dissolves with shocking speed. The authority figure notes these. Relationship changes as additional confirmation of consciousness of guilt among wider networks. Universal timing coordinates perfectly with your personal developmental timeline. This evidence emerges precisely when you've developed sufficient strength to witness vindication without being destabilized by it. Earlier revelation might have disrupted crucial growth processes. Later exposure might have missed important healing windows. The cosmic clock ensures justice arrives exactly when your evolution is optimally served by it. The authority figure possesses unusual determination. Where others might have abandoned complex investigations, this person persists. Where conventional avenues dead end, they find alternative approaches. Their commitment to complete documentation springs from recognition of the case's broader implications. They understand that establishing this precedent protects countless others beyond just you. Their work serves collective evolution. Those who enabled through silence now reckon with their complicity. Community members who suspected something wrong but remained quiet now face their own accountability process. While not legally culpable like primary actors, these peripheral participants undergo necessary soul-searching about their failure to protect those harmed. This secondary reckoning creates important cultural shift within spiritual communities regarding bystander responsibility. The evidence includes timestamps revealing ongoing activity even after initial warnings. They received opportunities to cease operations, chances to change course, moments when they could have chosen differently. The documentation shows they instead doubled down, escalated efforts, expanded targeting. These decision points, recorded and time-stamped, eliminate any possibility of claiming ignorance or momentary lapse in judgment. Watch for them attempting spiritual bypassing as evidence mounts. Notice their sudden emphasis on forgiveness without accountability. Observe their appeals to higher perspective without addressing earthly consequences. These transparent attempts to evade responsibility through spiritual terminology fail completely. True spiritual understanding recognizes justice as essential component of cosmic balance, not obstacle to be circumvented. The authority figure possesses both compassion and commitment to consequences. They recognize human complexity while maintaining clear boundaries around acceptable behavior. They understand spiritual principles while enforcing earthly standards. This balanced approach ensures proportional response, neither vindictive punishment nor consequence-free forgiveness. Their work embodies true spiritual justice that honors both transformation potential and necessary accountability. Physical evidence continues emerging from unexpected sources. The universe ensures crucial documentation reaches proper hands through seemingly random chains of events. What appears as coincidence to outside observers represents precisely calibrated movements of cosmic forces, ensuring nothing essential escapes collection. Pay attention to these coincidental discoveries as confirmation of universal machinery working on behalf of truth. Their fragmented coalition turns against itself with stunning speed. United only by exploitation opportunity rather than genuine connection, their alliances dissolve under pressure. Former partners become eager informants. Previous collaborators offer evidence in exchange for leniency. The authority figure strategically utilizes these fractures, extracting crucial information from those attempting to minimize personal consequences through cooperation. Your continued evolution represents most powerful response. While evidence collection proceeds, your focus remains forward movement. Your expanded creativity, your deepened intuition, your strengthened boundaries, your refined discernment, these Developments, despite their interference, demonstrate the ultimate failure of their campaign against you. The light they attempted to diminish now radiates with intensity beyond their comprehension. The universal ledger brings perfect balance through precise accounting. Every action against you generated a receipt now being collected. Every energetic attack created documentation now being reviewed. Every attempt to diminish your light produced evidence now being examined. The cosmic bookkeepers maintain immaculate records, ensuring nothing escapes the final reckoning currently unfolding. Justice arrives with perfect timing, through ideal channels, with appropriate force. The authorities collecting receipts possess exactly what's needed to restore balance. Your role remains steady presence, continued evolution, and forward movement, while cosmic forces coordinate human instruments to deliver necessary consequences. The universe keeps its promises of balance, always without exception, with flawless precision.